However, the conventional way of building these, I had some serious problems with. So when I developed this, I had a few very important stipulations. First of all, it had to be very easy to get it onto my thumb. Second, it had to stay on my thumb until I was ready to use it. I didn't want to have to go to my pocket, get it, and then use it within 10 seconds. So it had to stay there. I wanted to be able to leave it on my hand for a few minutes. And this method solves that problem. Also, it had to be very easy to ditch. And lastly, and quite importantly, it had to be very easy to make, because if you're going to be dropping swamis on the ground, you better have a lot of them. So I have one on my thumb right now. I'm going to show you this in action, and I'm also going to ditch it on camera. And now it's gone. No writer on Tom's thumb. Once you learn how to make these, there will be no more worrying about damaging, breaking, or losing a Swami gimmick than having to pay $10 or $20 for a new one and waiting 2 weeks for it to arrive in the mail.
Those days are over.
Now, if you need another Swami, you can just sit down at the craft table and whip up a ton of them all at once. I'm also going to give you a crash course on how to write nicely. And here is a fantastic example of why good thumb writing matters.
Wow. It's such bad handwriting that I gotta think that you wrote that underneath the table.
That is definitely a 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you wrote it under the table.
I mean no ill will or disrespect towards the performer in that previous clip, which is why I blacked out his face. That moment on that podcast just happens to be the best example of why it's so important to have good, or at least decent, secret writing. You don't want to be on stage at the moment of the big reveal and your participant looks at your prediction and says, "It's hard to read." Right? You don't want that. That's not good. So, for anyone watching this who is new to Swami work, start slow, write a little bit bigger if you have to, go slow, get gradually faster, do not sacrifice quality for speed, just get comfortable writing with your thumb. You'll be able to go faster and faster, and you'll be guessing people's birthdays in no time. That almost sounded rhythmic. I could make music out of this.